you go.
George, I'm sure you want to say a few words before we hand over the gift.
Thanks, Scott, and welcome everybody to the DP World Tour Championship Dubai, and I hope you all have a marvellous week. We thought we'd just take this moment as the tour to acknowledge the extraordinary performance of Rory McIlroy this year, winning our race to Dubai already before coming to the final championship and winning the money list, I think, in America as well on the PGA Tour, and being PGA champion, and basically playing brilliantly all year and conducting himself in a manner that anybody would be proud to say he's our champion. So we've managed to have his money clip, would you believe, for next year done before the last tournament comes. And Rory, this is just our way of saying at the beginning of the week, we, on behalf of everybody connected with the tournament, really enjoy having playing you as our champion and here this week. And congratulations.
Thank you very much.
George, if you'd just like to stay where you are, I would just like to invite the photographers just to come up and take a couple of shots before we get into the conference. If you need to come up, do. If you can take it from your seats, fine.
There you go.
All right, well done.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rory, thank you very much. George, thank you very much. Invite you to take your seat back in the front row. As I say, we're now going to hand over to our television and radio broadcast partners. Rory, just to start them off, that was a nice gesture and puts a nice icing on the cake of an already wonderful year for you.
It does, yeah. Obviously very, very proud and very honoured to have won the race to Dubai this year. I've had 4 goes at it since 2009. I've came close a couple of times, and it was great to be able to do it this year. It's been a phenomenal year, and this is just I've still got 1 more tournament left. I want to try and finish the season strong, but this is definitely a great way to end what has been a great season.
Yeah, you're getting better, aren't you? You could have a career at this golf, you think,
Yeah, I've been at it 5 years, and I've sort of kept progressing every year, and I want to keep trying to do that into 2013.
Okay, we'll open up to some questions from our television and radio friends. Who's going to start us off? Graham, the microphone's just there.
Rory, I just wanted to ask, coming into this weekend and this tournament, it must be a different thing for you knowing that on Sunday you will be picking up a trophy or whatever happens on the course. How do you approach a tournament when you know that something is at the end of it?
I'd like to pick up 2 trophies at the end of the week. I think that's the big thing. I've obviously got to stay right until the end, so I may as well make it matter. So I really want to play well this week, finish this season on a high. There's been a lot of high points this year, and it would be great to finish on one as well.
Yes, Ben down the front. Thank you.
Hi Rory, obviously the fact that you've got the race to Dubai wrapped up is testament to your fantastic form, but nonetheless it makes the finale a slight anticlimax as far as the order of merit is concerned. So would you like to see the format change to always have something at stake in the final event?
No. Not really. I mean, I played well during the FedEx Cup playoffs this year on the PGA Tour, and sort of felt a little bit hard done by, playing so well and not being able to win that. So I think the format's good. It's a season-long race. That's the way it is. And luckily for me, I've just earned enough money to not really make it matter in the last tournament. But I guess it is a little bit of an anticlimax this week. But as I said, I would love to pick up both of those trophies, on Sunday.
Ian, please, back row.
Rory, earlier in the season, you suffered that sort of mini blip, if you like, in what were big tournaments. Is perhaps the most satisfying thing about this year the fact that you're sitting here now with obviously all the accolades coming your way, and the fact that you turned it around kind of mid-season?
Yeah, I guess it wasn't as bad as people were making out, and I was just trying to tell everyone that at the time, and I knew it was close. I just needed a couple of good rounds just to get my confidence back again and get it back on track, and felt like I did that in Akron this year at the Bridgestone, and then obviously go on and win my second major the week after, and play great during the playoffs in the States as well. So but it's very nice knowing that if I am having a few struggles here and there, that it can turn around very quickly, and if I ever have those struggles again, that there's no need to panic. Just keep working hard, and things will turn your way.
And when you say that you constantly want to improve, that is the goal. What specifically are you looking to improve for 2013? Because it looks pretty good from where we are.
Yeah, of course. I think you can always improve as a golfer, whether it's maybe add a little bit of variety to your short game, or I feel this year what I've done very well is hit the ball left or right, which I haven't done well in the past, and it's enabled me to get to a lot more right-hand pin positions, which is obviously going to set up more birdie chances for me. So I think that's something I've really improved on this year. And I guess over the 7 or 8 weeks that I have off before the new season, I can just look at my game and look at the stats and see what I can improve on, and go and work on it.
Yes, Kate, down the front here, please. Thank you.
Rory, you mentioned fatigue just after Hong Kong there. Just wondering if you had a good rest and how you're feeling ahead of this tournament in Dubai.
Yeah, I feel fine. I was suffering a little bit from a bit of a cold and a head cold in Singapore, and then into Hong Kong, and that wasn't the reason why I didn't play so well. I mean, I was shot 61 in the Pro-Am at Hong Kong, and then go out the next day and shoot 73, and it was actually in a decent position, and then all of a sudden I started making bogeys and was just fighting to make the cut, and made a great par on the 9th hole, which was my 17th. And it felt like on the last hole there last week, I needed to really make my birdie putt on 10 to have a chance to make the cut, and didn't, and then just lost a bit of concentration. But mentally I felt a little bit flat last week, but it's been nice to have a couple of days off and regroup and get ready for this tournament.
Yes, Ian.
Rory, we're all now starting to contemplate a Rory era. You're at the top of the world, you're a double major champion, and going forward, how do you cope with that? How important is scheduling and that aspect to getting it right going forward from the position that you've now earned yourself?
It's very important. I've learned that this year, you can play, I think I've played 25 or 26 tournaments this year, but I think what takes it out of you most is being in contention most weeks, feeling the pressure and the adrenaline on Sundays, and having to get yourself back up for the next week sometimes. I think that takes more out of you than you going and maybe finishing 30th or 40th every week. So I feel like scheduling is going to be a big thing for me going forward. Maybe not play quite as many tournaments, feel fresh and feel ready for every time I tee up. And I think, if I do feel that way, every tournament that I enter, I have a better chance to win.
Ben, please, front row here.
Rory, all 12 Europe Ryder Cup stars are here. Have you quite got over that fantastic event yet? And also, have you correctly set your watch to GMT +4?
Yeah, I mean, still, it was just great to be a part of. Great to be a part of a team that came back like that, and I've done a few interviews this week, and I've talked about it a lot, but it's still, it's hard to fathom how good it was that Sunday, and everything that could have went right for us did, in terms of the top guys winning their matches, me making my tee time, the whole thing. We held putts when we needed to, and it just seemed like Sevi was looking down on us, and he was helping us win that thing. So it was, as I said, great to be a part of, and I definitely know to check the tee times in the right time zone from now on.
Yes, Ian.
Just on the Ryder Cup, could you just talk a little bit about the metamorphosis that goes on with Ian Poulter? And
it's like the Hulk.
Yeah.
Turns into this big green putting machine. It's incredible, and the thing about the Ryder Cup for Ian is he obviously thrives on it. He thrives on the pressure. He thrives with being a leader of the team. It's just his character, and he's obviously went on to play great after the Ryder Cup. Obviously, winning in China there, and playing well in Australia last week. So the Ryder Cup this year for Ian could be a huge springboard, for bigger and better things to come.
And when you're partnering him, is it infectious? Do you feel it and feel that it's coming?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't feel that it's coming, but once he gets on a roll, you know, he holds one putt, and he holds another, and he holds another, and you're just like, you can't keep doing this, and he does, and it's just, you know, it's great to see, and it's so funny on that Saturday evening when he held that last putt for us to go 10-6 down going into Sunday. His caddy Terry turned around to me and says, "Why can't he just do this in normal tournaments?" But it looks like he's starting to do that, and you know, I think, as I said, the Ryder Cup's probably given him a lot of confidence, and you know, he's continued that good play.
Okay, Graham, down the front here. Great exercise, Kate, for you. Wonderful.
Rory, I just wanted to ask about the Earth course. You've been out this morning. Just your impressions of it compared to previous years, and your game plan for this week.
Yeah, it's in great shape, like always. You know, they always present the course really, really well here. I think because this tournament's a couple of weeks earlier, or a week or so earlier this year, that it's not, haven't got the course quite as firm as they have done the previous couple of years. So it's playing longer. You know, it's a long golf course anyway, but I felt like this morning the golf course was playing particularly long. But you know, it's a course I've always enjoyed, and the more you come back, the more you know it, and you know, I enjoy playing it. I think it's a good test of golf. You guys got to try and keep it out of the bunkers as much as you can. I found a few there today, but yeah, I mean, I really enjoy it, and I'm sure a lot of the guys enjoy it too.
Any more from our television and radio friends? If there is not, then I would respectfully ask all recording devices to be switched off. Hand over this portion of the press conference to our friends from the print media.